Hey boys, Dingo from the future here. Just want to remind you I stream on Twitch every single day. Here's the link, here's the deck, and without further ado, let's get to the gameplay. Huh. What's up? I gotta change this from day to night. Spartan, Bunny, Vivid. How y'all doing? Looks like the scam mirror. Exciting. Fun. Interactive. Are not words I would use to describe it. But it's the thought that counts, right? This LCQ qualifies you for the Magic Online Championship Series qualifier, and if you win the Magic Online Championship Series qualifier, then you get to play in the Magic Online Championship Series. Hey, Brutus. And that's like a $20,000 event for 8 people or something like that. Pretty high stakes. Nah, it's a 20k prize pool between 8 people. Hey, Matt. How was TwitchCon? Sad I didn't get to go. Them's the beats, though. Hey, Infinity, how you doing? Yeah, probably like minimum $1,000 just for getting 5th through 8th, just for showing up. I feel like they probably have a Bowmaster if they left me with a Bowmaster. I've been good. I'm doing some traveling myself. I spent a month in Maryland. Or I guess going back and forth between like Maryland and Ohio for Magic tournaments. It was a good time. I'm actually not going to play it. I don't want to get bowed. If I'm going to get bowed, I'd prefer to get bowed with an Undying effect. I think I'm just going to wait. Tired of the RCQ grind. Format has been getting the meme, but hey, it's not Pioneer. At least it's not Pioneer, right? Doom 01 dropped. That was so fast. What happened? Played against Yogg as Rhinos? Coffers? What does Doom play nowadays? Rhinos. I think it's a good matchup for Rhinos too. Oh boy. The intricacy, the quote unquote intricacies of the scam mirror in full effect right now. Me being like, please don't have an impactful threat. I got a nap in, now I went for a walk. I got 8,000 steps in. Didn't quite hit my 10,000 goal. But I did get some coffee. Just take smaller steps, you're right. Hold on, you're onto something. Undying Evil. Not dead after all. Maliki Rebirth. You have another not dead after all? Sure. Radion pretty much only plays 5-color Rhinos. Can't stop sneezing. It's allergy season for real, for real. I don't know. I don't think they play main deck endurance. Probably sideboard endurance. I will cast the card Fury. Do you have any responses to the card Fury? 2/2. Another Undying effect. Okay. A lot of not dead effects. I think it's the Goblin Shaman. I'm pretty content just not attacking this turn. I'm gonna kill Fury also. Okie dokie. This has to die. Going to kill it with 2 Bowmasters. They're empty-handed. Seems like the best time to do it. Time to Archer. Could have also gone Molten Collapse plus Fable, and maybe that was better. I don't like archering though. They probably can't win from this spot. Just like so far ahead. How did we get here? How did we archer so hard? Hey, Benchkiss. Make pew pew noises for the rest of the game. I might as well. Pew 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 pew. Hey, let me upload the list. That's what I forgot to do. Hey, look gracious. Dauthi. Kind of surprised they're still playing. I didn't do the math. I thought that was lethal. I guess Molten Collapse plus copy attack would have been lethal. We're in the click button phases of the game. Alright, Decklist is up there now. Okay, I have a new strategy against the Scam Mire. Ready to see this top of the line strategy in the Scam Mire? You take all your Undying effects and you throw them in the dumpster. Then you take 2 Ragavans and you throw them in the dumpster. You take a Terminate, you take 2 Bonecrusher Giants, 2 Chalice, 3 Leylines, and then you hit submit. That's my new strategy in the Scam Mire. It's become a Pioneer deck post-board. Nah, I haven't made that change on the guide because I'm still in the testing phase for this new strategy. A concise dumpster action. I think it's really good though. If you're only playing 1 Bonecrusher, 2 Wear Tear, just leave the Ragavans in then. You can bring in Wear Tear for Leyline, but it's like, you don't care about Leyline post-board, right? It either works or it doesn't. He's finally gone insane. It's about time. Why 3 Leylines? It's a surgical number for board. 3 is the chef's kiss number. 2 is too few. 4 is too many. 3's right where it's at. Maddie, thank you for the Prime. Welcome back for the 6 months. Appreciate it. It's the surgical number, Torborg. You wouldn't get it. You have a 3K in the RCQ this weekend. Best of luck. Took my Fable. My cards. Maliki Rebirth, Thoughtseize, Bonecrusher Giant. I'll take the Bonecrusher Giant. If I want to Thoughtseize my Bowmasters, that's okay. I have better late game. I just need to hit some land drops. You like to run 5 Leylines like PT? He only plays 5 beans. He decided, like, 4 copies above the beanstalk. It's nice and all, but it's not enough. Alright, I think I might start missing land drops here. Uh-oh. Sheoldred's kind of like an honorary wizard. So this is like Rakdos wizards if you really think about it. Land. Land into land. This is why this is not a proven strategy yet. Of cutting all the scam effects. Still in the testing phase. It's been good when I have done it though. Dauthi go. I was probably supposed to evoke Grief, pitching Leyline. Now I think my best draw is probably red card. Alright, let's go to the next game. I should have griefed him. I do have a better late game if I can hit my land drops. Which is like questionable. Do I want Ragavans on the play over Thoughtseize? Maybe. We could try that. It does still run into Bowmaster, but I think that's probably a good swap here. I'm still gonna keep the 6 Undying effects out. I haven't seen Leylines from them, but I imagine they have Leylines. 7/4 drops in a 20 land deck. It'll be fine. Gotta trust the process. Turn 1 Ragavan's gonna connect. I'm gonna get Fable on 2. 4 drop on 3. This other Leyline's useless. I'm just gonna play 1. Playing 2 doesn't do anything. They have 0 answers to Leyline. Unless they're playing like Feed the Swarm. If they're playing Feed the Swarm, they got me. Or like Wear Terror. Garrison was playing Wear Terror. Chad. That's Gary for you. No covered swamp. Hex no. Don't Bowmaster me, I'll cry. See, chat? We got 4 lands. I can cast my 4 drop. Follow me. Set me free. Yeah, prediction. What was the prediction? Was it from this morning? It was, well, we 3-2 the LCQ, yes. We got there. Don't bow me, I'll cry. Stomp. Alright. Our opponent didn't open up Leyline either game. Unlucky. Would have loved for them to like mulligan to Leyline. Some scam players do that. They're just like, oh, don't have a Leyline, you gotta ship it. Don't want to get scammed, no one. The bones. Never gonna 2-mode Molten Collapse, so I think I can crack the fetch here. Jelly. It's too easy, chat. Dingo, how's your 20 land deck ever gonna cast a 4? What did I tell you? It's too easy. I just need to connect with Ragavan. I love Garrison too. Just get lucky. I think they're debating if they want to kill Shelly or just like cast a Shelly of their own. That's probably what they're debating right now. They should just kill it. So if they cast one of their own, they're going to just die. Why to cut the cliffs? I hated awkward black cliffs. I was so over it. So I just played more fetches instead. I also wanted to try more fetches with Molten Collapse in case I ever wanted to 2-mode Molten Collapse more consistently. I pretty much just decided to try stuff. Just trying things. One pathway. I played 2 pathways not too long ago, but I wasn't too happy with them because every time I put them on red, I would just lose. So I ended up just like figuring that a swamp would probably be better. Makes it easier to cast stuff under Blood Moon whenever you side in Blood Moon. Don't fury me. Okay. Well. This isn't great. Mount Doom is based. I miss Mount Doom. I should call him Mount Doom. They're going to 4. I have bolts and stomps in the deck. If only I had Mount Doom right now. Sheesh, Mount Doom would be good. Nah, I cut the Mount Doom. It hurt me, but I had to do it. I wonder if I block here. The issue is if I don't block, and they fury me again next turn, I could die very easily to a Bowmaster or something. So if they have like Bowmaster plus Fury, I'm in so much trouble. Jeremy, thanks for gifting a sub. But also, I'm sad that it was Eagle Bagel. Eagle Bagel, I promise. I'm no sexual predator. Just because I yogged you doesn't mean you can be that upset about it. Fury. Let me give some context now that it's come up. So I drew a Ragavan. I don't want to just evoke Fury. I actually don't know what to do here. This is a really tough spot. If I evoke the Fury, I can get him for 2 points of damage now. And they can't have an Undying effect because I have the Leyline. They might have Bowmaster of their own, but if they had Bowmaster of their own, I think they would have swung in with the Fury. I feel like they just have like... The other option is just like play Fury, or play Ragavan, go. I don't hate play Ragavan, go. I don't really like dash Ragavan, because if they have any sort of interaction, then I'm not pushing very much damage. I think I'm just saying Ragavan, go. It's very difficult, very, very difficult to know what the move is. This is weaker to Fury, though. They have second Fury. I'm in danger. Low T play. Never gonna come back from that, you're right. That's true, I am up 8 minutes on clock. Best part is, if I draw a land, it's not gonna be an awkward Blackleaf Cliffs. Thanks, Light Drop. I'll be sure to keep the dog company. Attacks with Fury. That's a high T play. Attacks with Fury. It doesn't attack with Fury. Who's one brain wrinkles working the hardest? Mine. How much interaction do I think they have? They probably have 2 pieces of interaction, right? Or Bowmaster. Not impossible. I think I'm just gonna pass. I think Modern would need some changes. I kind of like Modern right now. With Tidebinder coming out. Evoke Fury was an option. But I also just kind of like stomping their face and seeing what they do at end step. They either have interaction or dead undying effects in hand. Everything else I think they would have played out by now. Or lands. Maybe they're just flooding. What does that mean? None of those words are in the Bible. Alright, let's Thoughtseize. What you got? Let me see. You fool. You have nothing good in your hand. I will take your Thoughtseize. And I will send with my entire team. My deck has no pathetic cards post-board, unlike yours with multiple pathetic undying effects. And slow. I'm gonna mulligan it. 10's pretty bad. We're gonna keep it. I understand if you go to like a paper event and you want to 0-1 drop. Totally understand. It's just like drive home, you know? Alright, opponent. Don't grist me. Don't grist me, I'll die. Oh. That's fine. Didn't expect Ragavan to be very good anyways. I might kill their mana dork and set him 1 turn off of Yogg. Also makes their Quarter Callings worse. You had enough fun. You're like, alright, 3-1 drop. Ballista. Ragavan might have been the worst draw. I'm gonna keep it in hand as a red card though. I tried to Quarter Calling with not enough green creatures. They have Nurturing Peatland Unknown in hand. If they go for the Peatland and they crack it, then Bowmaster gets to ping them. If they go to ping with Ballista first. Interesting. Not a line I expected them to take. I might have just forgotten. High Fury. I could save this Bowmaster, but I think it's much more valuable just to have this Scammed Fury in play and take out the Young Wolf. I feel like it's infinitely more valuable. Double unintentionally drawn. That's sick. Also pretty impressive. Bonk, bonk. I 'Cause 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 ' Wow. The no blocks Bowmaster? Is this because they have a quarter calling? They can cord for 3. No, they had a land. Surprised they would take the hit like that then. I guess they were maybe trying to draw it to a quarter calling. They just drew like a halfling instead. Oh yeah, I saw that. The blue-white Lotus player that got 5 draws. That's kind of impressive. It truly is an art to get 5 draws. Especially when they're playing like the equivalent of Tron. Because blue-white Lotus isn't really a control deck. It wins pretty fast when it wins. And blue-white players clap. Yeah, somebody needs to cast Bowmaster. Maybe Sheoldred too. Okay, what's my strat for Jogmoth? Ragavan out. Terminate in Shelly. I don't think I want to bring in all the Shellys, but I'm going to bring in 1 Shelly. Bonecrushers aren't bad either. I'm going to take out Undying Evil and a Fable or 2. I think I like Bonecrusher in the matchup. I don't like Hidetsugu. They have too many varied mana costs. Because it only hits like Grist tokens and Mana Dorks. It doesn't hit Soul Cauldron, it doesn't hit Wall of Roots, it doesn't hit most of the stuff that I actually care about. Even like Chapter 2 hitting the graveyard's pretty slow. I don't think I need it. And it's kind of cracked. Soul Cauldron Ring. I just take Ring. Cauldron's a little annoying. I see to have none of my creatures enter the graveyard. Simple. Dauthi into Dauthi into Dauthi. Dauthi's like one of the best cards in the matchup. Leyline's great too. Yo, Sven, thank you for the Prime. Welcome back for the 3 months. Appreciate it, Sven. If Fury's the best, then it's like Dauthi afterwards. Minus? I'm very happy that they minused. I was probably going to lose to this Grist if they plus. I guess I wouldn't lose to it, but I think the game would have been harder. Makes their quarter callings much better. LCQ's 5 rounds. All roots. Haywire might. What's the worst loss I've ever taken? I have to think about that. Not sure. Yeah, I think I just want to get the Sheoldred down. Soul Cauldron's still not doing a ton. You're playing Scam against Burn and they went turn 0 Leyline. It's like the Leyline of the Void in game 1. That's insane. I think I just grief him here. Whoosh. Okay, well, should have grief pre-combat, I guess. That was a mistake on my part. See if they want to block. I'll fury this when it comes back. I just want to keep their board empty. I still think Bolt's more important. Being able to go upstairs against a lot of opponents, especially the bean lists, is very helpful. So you're doing a lot of incremental chip damage between the Bowmasters and Sheoldred, Ragavan, Dauthi. Eventually, when you do a bunch of chip damage, you just want to have like upstairs lightning bolt in the late game. Unless your name is Mason E. Clark. Yeah, Thoughtseize. Oh god, beans. I like this hand isn't even that good from them. They can't cast beans onto... If I take the binding, they have to pitch Solitude. It's not the Ren and 6 version because they're playing Shardless Agent. So my point remains. Ren and 6 plus beans, dead. I'm gonna take the binding. I don't know if that's correct. But, like, I can stick Dauthi because they can't cast beans with their current mana. So they have Sacred Foundry, Hallowed Fountain. If they want 2 Solitude Dauthi, I take that as like a small W. Make them 2 for 1 themselves before they get the bean down. I highly doubt they're going to do that before they get the bean down. They're probably just going to take multiple hits from Dauthi, which is also kind of a W because then maybe I have an opportunity to draw into Bowmaster and tempo them out. It's not going to be an easy match to win, especially since I mulligan and didn't have a great start. Thoughtseize into Dauthi can be powerful though. Maybe there's also a line here where I like Bonecrusher plus not dead after all Dauthi in response to the Solitude. Imagine hating Dauthi. Card's cracked. Oh, I do draw a Bowmaster. Am I a prophet? Unfortunately, because they saved the Solitude, if they play Beans this turn, whether it be via Shardless Agent or just by casting it because they ripped a green source, they're going to Solitude my Bowmaster. So I'm going to have to wait for the Beans to hit the table, and then I can flash in the Bowmaster, and at least then I'll ping them twice instead of once. I don't think we're in a terrible spot, though. Especially if they don't hit green source here. Or have third land drop. I feel like they must not have green source here because they're just taking a long time to think about their turn. If they had green source, they'd probably just go like Shardless Agent Bean. Oh, never mind. What do I know? You know nothing, dingo. Ah, Tef. This is pretty bad for me, because now they can Solitude my Bowmaster, bounce my Dauthi, and I could attack their Tef. But overall, it's not a great exchange for me. At least I'll get the Solitude out of their hand. Yeah, they had to do a victory lap around the room. They're like, whoo, whoo, whoo. Just hit the green source off the top. Plus, let's Thoughtseize, see what's up. This might force them to Solitude, which will give me a little bit more information. Now, the there a reason for me to put Dauthi in the graveyard? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just take the couple of life. Fury, Shardless Agent, Bean. I think I'd take the Fury. It's their best answer to Bowmaster right now. Stomp here, attack Tef. They go for the Shardless Agent. It's going to be kind of annoying, but I do get to bring the Fairy. Fairy can only go up right now. But I have to deal with the Teferi at some point. Leaving it with Bean is scary, but I think as long as I have this Bowmaster, leaving it with double Bean's probably not the biggest deal. I hope. Fury's just really good right here in this spot. That's why they had Solitude Dauthi, because they knew I was going to take the Fury and cast it. Which is pretty reasonable. King Tef. I'm going to send the 2 damage at Tef. I think I'm just going to cast Bonecrusher. Hopefully they didn't draw another Fury. I think they drew another Fury. Well, feeling kind of dead now. I think that was like the most important draw for me to fade. I don't think if there's a sequence that gets me back into this. It probably starts with the grief. Mayhaps just doomed though. I'm gonna keep this in hand in case I draw a Fury, because maybe a Fury scam is pretty good here. Let me kill both the Teferi and the Fury. Okay, we're done here. We're done here. Belly Moon, Bonecrusher, Collapses come out here. One Undying effect can come out. Fable's kind of slow. I want to Terminate, Hidetsugu. I keep the bolts in now because I think you can like go upstairs pretty reasonably with the bolts. Kind of thinking about just cutting a third Fable. It plays like a grindy game that I don't really want to play with them. I might just side out the entire playset of Fable here. Which might also be incorrect. We're going to try it. I'm going to try keeping in the Ragavans. Because I don't actually think they're that bad. Outside of Fire Ice, they don't have like a clean answer to Ragavan. Having the pitch Bowmaster here is not my favorite. Oryak Champion Fire Ice. Omnath. Okay, we gotta kill him before they get to double Omnath. Okay. Duffy. Our opponent has drawn the right pitch elementals at the right time. 2, 3, 4. I think I'm priced into doing this. I'm just hoping they don't drop Binding. Or another Solitude. Gonna have to try to be the aggressor here. Can deal with a Fury now. I still can't really deal with a Solitude or a Binding. Why not sack lands? I'm not really interested in sacking lands. I kind of want to hit my 4th land drop because I have 3 copies of Sheoldred in the deck. So I definitely wouldn't mind hitting my 4th land drop here. Another Solitude. That was also on my list of things I can't really beat. We're down to 1 card. If this 1 card isn't anything good, maybe Dauthi clocks them. Yeah, they pitch both Omnats. Which is a little surprising, because I feel like they could have just cast an Omnath and been fine. But I guess they disagree. Now, last card, Fury. From the 3. Hold on, this Ragavan, don't want to show it to him. Okay. There's a good chance they attack me. And let's say they attack me and they binding Dauthi, then I can dash Ragavan. No, I don't think Fable would have been better in that spot. I still think Ragavan's where I wanted to be. With them being at 3, just like the sneaky dash. That's usually how Cascade Beans plays out. It's like, it looks insane, and then just dies. Tough. Not super stoked to keep this hand. I don't know if it gets much better on the Mulligan to 5, though. Like 1 Solitude, and I'm just like, cooked. It's made it a lot better, though. Fury binding Lorien Omnath. Let's take Binding Fury. And once again, try to kill them before they get Omnath down. Omnath is future me's problem. Because Omnath doesn't really gain life until turn 5. I can manage to whittle down most of their life total by turn 5 by virtue of them like fetching, me dashing this Ragavan, attacking him for 6. Maybe taking 7 points next turn if they have nothing. I didn't cycle the Lorien either. Now this is kind of assuming they're not going to draw anything impactful. But I think we're so far behind that we kind of have to assume that they're not going to draw anything impactful. We have to get lucky to win this game, essentially. Yeah, and even to draw air. Plain Cycle Eagles of the North, that's air. And Nisco. Scam fun to play? I've been playing Scam for a long time, so I think it's fun. But it depends on who you ask. I've ever seen an Eagles hardcast. I actually hardcast an Eagles before. Omnumnath. Yep. It's not bad. Was he ban anything? Probably not. I think the format's pretty decent right now. I think Tidebinder made it decent anyways. Prior to Tidebinder being printed, I wasn't a big fan of what was going on. I know they have a Steam Vents in hand. I don't know if I know anything else. I just wanted to play this to turn off the fetches. Why does Tidebinder solve your issue? Because it's another way of interacting. It's a card that now interacts on a new axis that wasn't available prior. And for that reason, I think it's a good addition to Modern. Are they Violent Outbursting into Auriok Champion? So I know they have a Steam Vent still. Them attacking is concerning. They do have guaranteed 4 life a turn though, so I get it. Need Fury to deal with this, and I think we're chilling. But if I can't deal with this Omnath, it's gonna run away with the game. Slowly. Notably not Sanctifier, it is an Auriok champion, so I can Undying here and still get my grief back. I'm kinda on Fury or Bust though. And double Fire Ice. If they Fire Ice, 1 damage to me, 1 damage to Ragavan, and they send it, I gotta block Omnath probably. Pick 6, go to 3. Oh, they're icing there. Sure. It's pretty good as well. I don't know if a Fury's gonna save me now. I might just have to block Omnath. Or block Fury and then take the damage from Omnath. This Sanctifier can attack freely. So if I leave myself with like 2 life, for example, this thing can kill me. Stomp. Doesn't really help me. Does not help me. They couldn't even block Grief if they wanted to. Only time it'd be helpful is if I had something to swing in here, they block, then I Bonecrusher, Stomp Face. We remove that as a threat, and then I have a blocker for this. But as it stands right now, I'm going block. I need to draw a Fury. Not a Fury. It's a tough game. Wow, I was drawing air. Damn, no 5-0 for us. Yeah, it hits, I think, just the opponent for 4. I gotta reread the card. Yeah, to an opponent. Kind of the dream curve against Beans. Turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Bow. Pretty much where you want to be. Unless this isn't Beans. Oh, it's Beans. I guess it could be Rhinos. Maybe I just play Dauthi in case it's Rhinos. I don't know. That's the scary part. If it's Beans, it would have been better to leave a Bowmaster. It's Beans. If it's Rhinos, it's better to play the Dauthi. So impossible to know, though. I haven't seen a white source from them. If you see a white source, then you can safely assume it's Beans. Archers. It's time to Archer. I'm gonna kill my Dauthi, and that's fine. Look at Archer. I don't know if they Fury me. If they Fury me, then I just get to, like, not dead this Bowmaster and live my best life. Oh, I'm Archering. Oh, Lord, I can't stop Archering. I think they're just gonna die to these two. Might be something to this Bowmaster card. I said yikes. Yeah, you may draw a card. One, two, three. Alright, you may draw a card. 1, 2, 3. 10-10, by the way. The largest I've ever gotten this was a 21-21. Jamas, Japing. Yeah, ho ho ho. The French Bowmasters have arrived. ET, what did you play in the LCQ? See, it didn't go well. Rhinos. That's my bad, dog. Got dumpstered by this dude. Yeah, Rhinos has a pretty poor Beans matchup, I think, but it has a good matchup against most everything else. Another Cascader. I'm gonna go with the same strategy I had against the other Beans player. Just side eye all my Fables. Yeah, your scam matchup should be decent. But obviously it's scam and they could just, like, grief you. Grief you plus Chalice you. Chalice did draw Tidebinder Madge. Could have just drawn Tidebinder. That was your first mistake. This hand's so poor, I'm keeping it though. A hand you would only love to see against Beans. A Sanctifier Fury. Take Sanctifier. Undying Evil. Not the worst. I think I'm going to flash in this Bowmaster. They lack instant speed interaction as of right now. This is going to save me from Fury. Alright, Sheoldred. The Cockroach Squad has assembled. Needs more Shelly. And the problem with this hand is just like, I don't have enough Sheoldreds. If I had the fourth one, I'd win this game. The fourth land, that is, not the fourth Sheoldred. Well, I mean, if I had the fourth Sheoldred, I'd have a full house. So, maybe I would win the game. Or sorry, 4 of a kind, not a full house. Poker aficionado, by the way. Sure. That'd be a sick rule. If you had 3 of the, or 4 of the same card, you could exile 3 and cast the last one for free. I'd be a big fan of that rule. Relentless Rats. Yeah, that's fair. Land. Bloodbred Elf Leyline. You can keep your Leyline. Can't imagine any game where casting a free Relentless Rats after losing 3 cards from your hand is a good play. EDH, though. You run like 99 Relentless Rats or whatever. Dauthi. Then you have like the Rat Commander Tribal. Sedge. Alright. Go. Commander players, check out my new commander. It's the worst card you've ever seen. Land. Yay. Okay, time to start the infinite bug. Bug go. Solitude. I'm gonna play another bug. Then after that, I'm gonna play another bug. The third Solitude. Medj. Okay, I got the third bug. Calling this the Relentless Roaches. Oh, just type 6 in the Moto chat. Oh, I got a block. Yeah, they're playing Fire Ice. So they might just like fire my Shelly here. Or fire my face and kill me. I was at 2. Let the record show I was at 2. I get it. Sick of the bug. Alright, submit. Let's try this again, but with them drawing like 3 less solitudes. The bug! I have not played Pioneer Discovery yet. I really want to try the Grixis Phoenix. Excuse me. With Sheoldred and Bitter Triumph. That won the Canadian RC. Looks sweet. Chalice on 5. If there's justice in this world, this Ragavan will connect. Justice! Hog? Oh, it has the forest. Ah, plays a bean. Ah, it's Jover. This is an LCQ for the Magic Online Championship Series. It's a qualifier for a qualifier. If you win both the LCQ and the qualifier, then you get to play in the Magic Online Championship Series, which is big stakes. It's like $20,000 prize pool or something like that. It might be like $50,000. It's a lot. It's like at least $5. Yuri, Omnath, Shardless Agent. They do have the planes in hand. I'm gonna take Fury. What's up, May? What the May doing? Unk. Living the unemployed life. That's right, you finally quit. Congrats. Yeah, it's from a meme that's like, what the dog doing? You got fired? Oh. Well, that's less fortunate, but also congrats. Oh, his hand's insane. It's a good luck, have fun, turn 1 grief scam, by the way. Hanger back. We lost. It's over. Patchwork. Ravager, maybe? No, I have to take hanger back, I think. Alright. Brain rot? You're so right on the brain rot. So unbelievably accurate that it hurts. Okay, clear your board. Attack. Go. Don't ballista me. Okay. Should have said please. Raise your hand if you like scam. Okay, chat. That's you. Am I forklift certified? I could be. Give me like a week and I could be. See you next week. Do you need to be forklift certified for your new job, May? You do not? That's a shame. What's the point? Yet. I mean, it's not too late. I think you just pump with Ballista and then you ping Grief 3 times. I guess that works too. I think I probably would have preferred the pump and ping. I'm unsure. Welding Jar Ink Moth Nexus? Alright. Leylines. Hidetsugu. Explosives. Terminate. Second Bonecrusher. Actually, Shelly's bad too. I'll take third Bonecrusher over Shelly. Yeah, we had an insane draw that hand. Okay, I will keep. They probably could have played a little tighter, but I don't know if it would have mattered. Our hand was kind of just the stone nuts. Yes, Bunny? Why no moons? I don't know if you need moon against them. Because all their stuff's colorless mana. Which makes me like not want moon. I think I might crush this Hangerback Walker though. Oh, Dauthi. Dauthi. I guess you get to live Hangerback. Still gonna kill him. Hangerback whenever they go to make a token. I don't want them somehow killing Dauthi and then being able to make copter tokens. Or MTGO in exchange for discounts and store free event entry. He said I can run any events. I just have to discuss support and price with them first. Should I do it? If you're at your LGS all the time and you think it could be run better and you're willing to dedicate the time to it, I don't see why not. I don't think they're going to needle my fetch land. Even if they do, not that big of a deal. I don't want to leave it uncracked for Molten Collapse though. Even though I have another one in hand already. Magic's fun until it's work. That's not true. I'm having a blast. And this is technically my job. I wonder if they have safekeeping. I think they probably have safekeeping up. I'm gonna do this. Look, it's down to a 1-1. I guess I should have bolted the other one because I could have stopped the life gain. You're right. I forgot it gains life. I'm gonna be honest. Forgot about the life gain, but yeah, you're right. This should be at 2 life less. Oh, they got cage. Interesting. Might be an issue. Cage might get me killed. I think I just let it trade here. Grafdigger's cage is really hurting. I shouldn't have wasted the Molten Collapse so early. Needle. This song is so Angel Thump. You can definitely switch back to Terminate. I'm dead. Grafdigger's cage murdered me. I try these Blood Moons on the play. Might be better than on the draw. Terminate and Molten Collapse are pretty interchangeable. I like Molten Collapse because it's better against Amulet Titan. Because I like being able to destroy an amulet with it. But it's kind of just like personal preference. Also, like, according to what your metagame is. Because I also think Molten Collapse is better against Scales. 5 more years than that middle-aged dingo. Which is pretty much any day now. And it's not bad. I can hit 3rd land anyways. If I can't hit 3rd land, then this hand's like pretty terrible. Did they select? You already did? I didn't even see what they picked. Yeah, in a meta full of like scamming rhinos, Terminates are better than Molten Collapse. But obviously it's important to like keep an open mind, right? When determining whether you want to play a card that is a modal and has like higher upside against certain matchups. Just have to think about what's going to be the best for your metagame. Or the general metagame. Yeah, if Terminate was a collapse, we win there. So it's like hard to say, right? Alright, gonna need that land. Yeah, Soul Caller's not that bad for me. I just need to, like, not die. Simple. Just don't die. I'm playing 1 Terminate in the sideboard, 2 copies of Molten Collapse in the main deck. That is very, very flexible. You get to stomp the Syncmoth Nexus, which is cool. This thing is still clocking me. Nah, you can't top the LCQ at X1. Gotta win out, unfortunately. I think I'm bidding these two. Although it does grow their patchwork with the Cauldron. Okay, maybe I discard Not Dead and Leyline then. Save the grief in my hand. Ult. Pay for it. Take a hit from Ink Moth. There's no creature in the graveyard, so they can't pump it with Cauldron. Alright. Shadow Spear. Ink Moth. I can equip Shadow Spear and gain a couple life. Taking 7 Infect. Flip the Fable. Blood Moon. We did it? Okay. 4-1. Congrats, believers. Doubters, which was the majority of you. That sucks. Good news. You have another chance to Gamba right away. Chat, will we 4-1 this league with teamer control?
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.